All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So in this one, I wanted to ask a question that personally I felt like we were never going to ask again, which is, should the New York Jets reach out to former Jet wide receiver Robbie Anderson, who was just released from the Miami Dolphins yesterday? Now, Saleh was asked about it today in his press conference before the Bills game. And he said that, he talked about his speed and everything like that. And he basically didn't shut the door on it. He didn't, put it to bed or anything like that. He sounded open to it. And personally, when I look at Robbie Anderson, look, he's not a top 10, top 15 wide receiver or anything like that. But I always loved Robbie. His speed, I felt like he was a true deep threat. I loved his story, right? Undrafted free agent from Temple and really leapfrogged. He leapfrogged the entire Jets wide receiving depth chart in his first season. Like, to start as an undrafted free agent rookie is pretty crazy. And I really liked how he kind of built that connection with Josh McCown early in his career. And also, he was one of these guys that the second he got on the field in preseason, he was making plays. And I just remember, like, a lot of Jets fans were fired up because we'd all watch these preseason games, and we would always say, like, who is Robbie Anderson? Like, this guy's making plays down the field, coming up with, like, some awesome catches. Like, he really is providing a spark, despite the bulk of the snaps coming in, like, the mid to later parts of those preseason games. But the point is, he ends up, as we all know, he ends up making the team, and he's turning heads. And again, he's not this elite wide receiver, or he's not Devontae Adams or anything like that, obviously. But I think right now, given where the Jets are at offensively, completely anemic and embarrassing, understanding that we have pretty much no speed offensively outside of, like, Xavier Gibson, and also looking at the fact that the wide receiving room is beat up, hurt, and thin. Right, Alan Lazard has been pretty disappointing. Garrett Wilson's dealing with a wrist injury. Corey Davis obviously retired. Randall Cobb is a healthy scratch. I'm bringing him in. What is the worst that could happen? And I guess you could argue, off the field stuff, which is fair. But if I'm Joe Douglas, we're 4-5. By the way, he would be coming over from Miami, so he would have some inside info on the Dolphins system and things like that. I think that could be pretty valuable. I'm doing it. I'm bringing Robbie Anderson in. He's not going to be asking for 10 mil a season or anything like that. What's the worst that could happen? Is there a chance that he comes in and makes the Jets offense worse? I highly doubt that. Again, the only place that we can go is up. We can only move forward with this offense. Team rankings, we can't run the ball. We can't throw the ball. We refuse to throw the ball deep. We can't protect the quarterback. The play calls are just, there's problems there every week. I was watching that Raider game. Antonio Pierce outcoached Robert Saleh. Like, we need something. And, I understand that there's going to be personnel changes and whatnot, but if you are Joe Douglas, Lyle Collins is still out in the open market. I am bringing him in. Robbie Anderson, a guy who has speed, a guy who knows the Jets organization, a guy who, to me, would come in and at least give Zach a down the field threat, and he provides this offense with speed. I'm doing it. I'm bringing him in. So I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.